Okay, this blog post is really kind of an addendum to the lesson 7, lesson objective, and also is really good review for the upcoming test here on Thursday. We call this the 11 Conundrum. We are presented here with 5 numbers, a mixture of both rational numbers and integers, and we have to try to order them from least to greatest. Now, in order to do that, the first thing that you want to kind of get into the habit of is looking at which numbers need to be transferred into decimals. And at this point, I only see one. I see 11 and 1/10 needing to be changed into the decimal equivalent, which is 11.1. And I'm actually going to tack on a couple zeros here because we might actually need it when we compare. Now, there's no more other fractions that need to be changed to decimals, but we're given an interesting scenario here with this. This is asking for the absolute value of negative 11. So I actually kind of need to evaluate that before I can place it in its proper sequence. And as we know, all negative numbers, when we find the absolute value, become positive. And so that's going to make that value positive 11. After everything has been changed to decimals, and by the way, I could actually tack on some zeros here too, which I might need, as you will see. My next step is to categorize all of my positive numbers together and all of my negative numbers together. So we look here and we see serving as negative, we have this one. And we now only have this one because remember, this is not negative. This has been, after evaluated, it becomes positive. So we are now comparing negative 11.11 and negative 11.101. And when we compare the values by its place value, these first 2 digits, the 10s and the 1s, are identical, and so are the tenths. We need to actually go and take a look at our hundredths place. And we realize that negative 1 is less than 0. That is going to then make this number the lowest. And once I've placed it, I'm going to cross it out because that is no longer under consideration. That's automatically going to make the last of the negative numbers the next one in line. And so now we're only dealing with the positive numbers. And we're going to do it the same exact way by comparing its place value. Why we call it the 11 Conundrum is because they all start off the same way. 11, 11, and 11. We're going to take a look at the next digit in the tenths. And although we can't quite figure out just yet which is next in line, we know that positive 1 is greater than 0 and 0. So that automatically tells me that this is going to be the greatest. And I might as well just put that in, 11 and 1/10, leaving these last 2 numbers to figure out what goes next. Looking at the place value, I now need to look at the hundredths. And positive 1 is greater than 0. So therefore 0, since we're going from least to greatest, would have to be next in line. And that is the absolute value of negative 11, leaving the only one left is positive 11.011. And that is now ordered from least to greatest.